Did Robbie Williams rip off this poor songwriter? I've heard a lot of stories about songs being stolen or an artist taking someone to court over copyright infringement, like Bruno Mars, Miley Cyrus, the suit against Ed Sheeran from the state of Marvin Gaye. But honestly, this one made me a little emotional. I'm Poppy Reed. I tell stories about music and film, and this is the story about a songwriter called Ray Heffernan who was grieving the loss of his baby, wrote a song about it, and Robbie Williams turned it into his biggest hit, all while Ray was struggling to pay for the rehab clinic he was in. Let's get into it. So most people know Angels as Robbie Williams' biggest hit. It's the song that transformed him from the cheeky one and take that to a legitimate solo artist. Also, check out the track list on his debut album. Angels is the only song that we still talk about. It was even voted the best British song of the past 25 years in 2005. It became his best-selling single in the UK. It's certified double platinum. But here's something you may not know. There is a man who insists it's not Robbie's song, not entirely. This is where it gets messy, it's kind of painful, and almost unbelievable given how beloved Robbie Williams is. So when Robbie left Take That in the mid-90s, he was partying a lot. And he didn't have Gary Barlow writing hits for him anymore. He barely played instruments, and he was showing up to work smashed. He wasn't sleeping. He basically wasn't producing anything meaningful.
And I turn up every day and I'm just smashed.
I'm gonna get some booze. Obsession. Oh, don't.
Then Robbie goes to Ireland on a family trip, and that's where he meets a local songwriter, Ray Heffernan. So they meet at a pub. Ray's life at this point has completely fallen apart. He's been dumped, he's fired, he was in pieces after losing a child to miscarriage. The guy was heartbroken, like broken. So they talked, they drank, they bonded over music, and somewhere after midnight they stumble into a recording session. Out of that haze comes the earliest version of Angels. It's rough, it's barely a song, but the lyrics are so clearly about Ray's loss, like the verse. So when I'm lying in my bed, thoughts running through my head, and I feel that love is dead, I'm loving angels instead. According to Ray, the angel metaphor was the only way that he could make sense of his grief. To him, it wasn't just a lyric, it was the only thing keeping him upright.
My pregnant girlfriend had a miscarriage. I was starting to write a song about an angel, or that kind of themed song, based on the conversation with my mother about how I won't have a baby to love, but I love an angel instead.
Robbie's version of this couldn't be more different. Check this out.
How Angels came about was I was in my sister's back garden. So I sat down, I was like, right, I sit and wait. Does an angel contemplate my fate?
After this drunken night songwriting together, Ray thought that they were a bit of a team. So when communication fizzled, he was really confused. So confused that he actually showed up uninvited at Robbie's house in England. That did not go down well.
There was a knock at the door. So I said, Raymond, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, mate, you can't stay here. It's just weird that you're turning up out the blue. And I gave him a couple of £100 and said, go get yourself a bed and breakfast and go back to Ireland.
Meanwhile, Robbie teamed up with Guy Chambers, who's collaborated with everyone from Tina Turner to Tom Jones and Mark Ronson. Like literally, he's one of the greatest songwriters of all time. And Guy heard where Robbie and Ray had gotten up to with the song, like the bones of Angels, and he liked it. He thought it was just Robbie who had crafted some of the song. And so they shaped it together and it became the version that everyone knows now. And Ray, still believing he was part of its creation, sees Robbie release the song, sees how much the song connects with fans, and he gets a lawyer. And suddenly, pub story becomes a legal dispute. Now, here's the part that lands a bit like a gut punch. The case didn't go to trial. Robbie settles, and he pays Ray £7,500 or 15,000 Australian dollars. Ray says that money went straight to paying for residential care at the Rutland Centre, which is a rehab clinic. If Ray's telling the truth, he essentially handed away one of the most lucrative songwriting credits of the decade for the cost of treatment. If Robbie's telling the truth, he paid a man off to stop a rumor. And because the demo exists but authorship doesn't, this becomes one of those stories that lives in the grey area. I'm Poppy Reed. I tell stories about music, film, and culture. Hit follow for more.